Here's my stupid new little side project. It's a Windows 98 machine, I guess. Uh, Play some older games on it, I suppose. I got this computer years ago from one of my old jobs. It was literally being thrown in the garbage. So I took it home instead. Partially because it has this cool backlit LCD screen for some reason. I believe this is, according to the sticker on it, Network Modem 2. Some old standalone was running Windows NT 4. Yes. Some sort of standalone old computer peripheral modem box. I don't think it was really running as a server. It was probably in their server closet for a decade by the time it ended up getting thrown away. And I upgraded the CPU to the fastest slot 1 that I had, which is a 500 megahertz Pentium 3. I think the original one that was in there was a 233 Pentium 2, maybe. It originally didn't have any drives. This is just a temporary CDRW drive, but it was the quickest one I could find just to slap in there. I threw in a 25 gig hard drive, nothing special. I'm trying to find a good candidate for a AGP graphics card. This actually has a pretty cool motherboard in it. It's an old ABIT. So far, the card that's in it is a Geforce 2 MX. Crap. It's a Hercules branded card. What do they call it? The Prophet 2. 32 meg card. Nothing special. I've got some ancient like 486 heatsink that I screwed onto it from back in the day. In addition to that, I've got a couple other cards that are slower. An old Rage 2C and a Riva 2 or Riva TNT2. Both of which are worse than that card. But I did find today, and I hope that the AGP slot in here will work with it, the first graphics card that I ever bought new, which is my Radeon 9600. I don't think it's a Pro. I think it's just a straight 9600. Definitely not an XT. I had this for so long until I finally got a computer that had a PCI Express slot in it, and then at that point I had salvaged a 6600 GT from something, I think, and I used that temporarily while I saved up for a proper new graphics card. But this was my main card for ages. I even can't really see on it, but I attached a fan and overclocked it, and even I might have put the XT or the Pro BIOS on it. I'll have to check. It might at least have Pro BIOS, if that's a thing. If there is a regular. It does just say 9600 on the back, 128 meg. Anyway, gonna throw that in there. I know at least one person that watches my videos watches Druaga1 videos, and his ultimate DOS machine, what was the word he used? Oh, Redempsurrection or something like that. He used this case, I believe, which I thought was funny because I was like, hey, I have that case. And it's kind of a cool case. It looks nice. It's weird because the power button, I can't ever figure out if it's a hard power button or soft power. Whenever I shut the computer off, it goes to the "you can now shut your computer off" screen, but that button doesn't immediately shut it off. You still have to hold it for 4 seconds. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. It's kind of an annoying case. Let me open it up and show you why it's annoying. So it has the power supply mounted next to the motherboard, and there's barely enough room for the slot 1 CPU. So in order to do anything on the board, you have to take the power supply out. I usually just leave 2 screws in it anyway and just kind of peel it out of the way. I think I've got only 300 megs of RAM. I couldn't find all my old PC 133 sticks. I guess this is a 100 megahertz board though. Couldn't find any of my old sticks, and so I've got 3 128s in there, which works for now. I've got the old hard drive in it too still. I haven't taken it out. I think it's only an 8 gig. Here's funny. The certificate of authenticity for NT is stuck and taped to the bottom. There is my light, my Geforce 2 with the hodgepodge weird cooler on it that just barely misses the network card. This does not have sound, this motherboard. So, as you can see, it's all blank. I think what I'm going to do is I've got that ESS audio drive that I'm going to throw in there. And this has one ISA slot on the bottom. So I think that's a good candidate. I've also got where'd it go? This Sound Blaster Live 5.1 card. There's not really any point to put it in there unless there's a compatibility problem in the future, but I think the ESS audio drive is going to be just fine, if not better, for the games that I want to install on this old machine. I'm thinking about getting a better CPU. I don't remember what that came out of. It might have come out of an old Dell XPS that I had back in the day that I got at a garage sale for $5. Maybe. I think that was a 650 though. I can't remember. Anyway. Yeah. I need to throw a floppy drive in there. I forgot to grab one last time I was digging through storage. What kind of motherboard is this? I cannot see. It is an ABIT something that is behind that giant heatsink. Who knows? Anyway, pretty cool computer. Just another project to waste time on. And yeah, waste time on. I've got Windows 98 on there, and all the drivers are installed. Everything's working pretty good. That graphics card, though, I don't think it's cooperating. It keeps blanking the screen, going to black for 2 or 3 seconds at a time. Every time, it seems like every time something relatively graphic intensive happens on the screen. Like if you load a web page and scroll down really quick, it'll go black. And then it'll come back and it'll be fine for another 5 minutes. And then you say minimize your web page, it'll go black again. And then come back. Just annoying. And it's probably that card. I don't know, it might have just suffered some damage over the years, getting thrown around from box to box. I should probably throw one of those other cards, maybe that Riva, in there and see what happens. Actually, no, that's stupid. I've got the 9600. I'll throw the 9600 in there. That's the next task, which means I need to uninstall the NVIDIA drivers and hopefully find good, working, solid ATI drivers for Windows 98. I don't know if they exist. I know back then ATI drivers were not that great and compatibility was a little bit of an issue. I may end up picking up a Geforce 4 or maybe a 5000 series. I think the 4 would be a better bet. I think that would be plenty powerful. Like a TI 4200 or a 4400. They're not that expensive. I think you can get them on eBay for $15-20. But that's more than what I have invested in this computer, which currently is at $0, since it's all random parts that I had sitting around anyway. And like I said, the chassis and the motherboard and all that was trash picked. So I need to figure out how to get this working. I bet I can do something cool with it. It's got a green backlight, and I think the cable goes all the way back to the back and plugs into the serial port. It's like fished through the edge of this back plate and then plugged in right there. Kind of funny. I guess it has a model number on it, etc. I can figure out how to get it working, hopefully. I know I can plug it in and it lights up. Nothing ever comes on the screen because there's no nothing to control it, no signal going to it. I thought about putting Windows NT4 back on here for temporary fun. I might do that on the old drive, just because I've never really played with NT4. But this video is a lot longer than I expected, so I'm gonna go now and play with it. And I still need to make some more videos about the 486. I haven't forgotten about those. I did test out the graphics cards. I think I might have mentioned that, and they didn't seem to be any better than the onboard one. In fact, there was a little bit of a weird color issue that I was having, which I'll show in that video whenever I make it. That's all I got. So thanks for watching.